Yaksha is asking, what is the divine nature of Brahmanas? Yudhistra says, the knowledge of the Vedas is the divine nature of the Brahmanas. Yaksha says, what is the right conduct similar to that of good with Brahmanas? Their tapas, the Brahmanas, they perform tapas. That tapas is similar to that of good in this earth. Then Yaksha is asking, in what consists their ordinary human nature? What is the ordinary human nature of those Brahmanas? Is it their mortality? They will also die. So their mortality is the ordinary human nature of these Brahmanas. Then comes the final question, shocking question is, what is in them, what is in those Brahmanas that is similar to or the bad? What is that bad thing? Talking scandal. Talking scandalous is their conduct, similar to that of bad. This set of four questions talks about the Brahmana's nature in detail. In fact, those Brahmanas who have read Vedas, they should be worshipped. Their knowledge should be respected. Ever since the rishis gave expression to the Vedas, which are eternal, the words of the Vedas were scrupulously handed down from generation to generation, from centuries to centuries by these Brahmanas, the families. Somehow we have drifted from that path of the Vedic culture. It is in that way that the Veda has been preserved intact without any alteration, any addition, any change, no manuscripts. Even if there are manuscripts are present, there could be a chances of some kind of a mistakes. But it was carried from generation to generation, from family to family by these Brahmanas. So the divine nature of the Brahmanas is their knowledge of the Vedas. Many of the kings says that my prostrations is before a Brahmana, not anyone else. Eminence is attained by the practice of the Dharma. If the knowledge of the Dharma arises from the words of the Veda, which are not human creations, and if it is true that the dissemination is by the Brahmana, the king says, our prostrations will be for those Brahmanas. Who else? So, such in high esteems, the Brahmanas were kept because of their Vedic knowledge. And Vedas were protected by the Brahmanas. And then comes the Saddhacharya, the discipline of the Brahmanas, the purity of the body, purity of the mind, Sama, Dhamma, control of the senses, control of the mind. And by this, Brahmanas attains the Vedic knowledge, they were respected. Then what is their human nature then? If they are so great, there must be some human nature in those Brahmanas. The human nature is Manushya Bhava. There are mortality, death. Even though they have all the qualities of the Deva, the Brahmanas die. That is a humanness. Yudhishthira says that mortality is humanness. That is a characteristic of a man as such. Man is mortal. To the material side of the man attaches mortality, but the spiritual side attaches to the immortality, Devata. And this is very nicely explained. The love of the body and the senses alone. This is what currently many Brahmins are doing. They love their body so much, they have no control over the senses. They eat whatever they want to eat. They live the way they want to live, not as per the Vedic culture. If such a thing, without caring for the Atma, without caring for the Paramatma within, and you look on materialistic this thing, that is a materialistic outlook will be the cause of the eternal death. What is the eternal cycle? And then the cycle of birth and death, Janana and Marana. Like the Khan, man ripens unto the death and born again. The absence of the study of the Vedas is mentioned as the one of the causes which lead to the death of the Brahmana. Having these great sayings in view, Yudhishthira rightly emphasizes strongly that the knowledge of the Veda and the control of the mind and the senses are the essential attributes to a good Brahmana. The meaning of the words Deva and Manushya is also clear from their reference to the Deva qualities and the Manushya qualities, according to Chandogya Upanishad. Rishis, godlike men who possess quality of samadhi or concentrated contemplation due to the control of the mind and the senses, never abandon the divine nature. Brahmanas never abandon the divine nature. But unfortunately, the Brahmanas indulge in slander. Slander of the devas, sometimes slander means gossip. They question without studying Vedas. Sadhacharya, that servicing to the gurus, they give up. Acharya, they give up. And they indulge in slander, asking questions about everything without going deep into the Vedic scriptures. They change the Shastras. They sell Vedas for money. And absence of Sadhacharya, slander, that is the bad of Brahmins. The two constitute the bad quality of the Brahmana. So, the bad quality of the Brahmana is slander, gossip, talking bad about others. To the extent when they give up the Vedic culture, when they don't read Vedas and they have the spirituality or the control of the mind or the control of the senses, they slowly indulge in slander of our own customs and traditions and Vedic culture. To their convenience, they misinterpret the Vedic meanings of those Vedic scriptures. That can happen to a Brahmin. He will indulge in slander of devatas, even gods, when he gives up the Vedic culture. So, what makes the Brahmin? These all the questions are about the Brahmins. The knowledge of the Vedas is the divine nature of the Brahmanas. That is the natural divine nature. Their tapas is equal to none. Even kings will prostrate before them, and their mortality is a human nature. They will die. Yudhishthira sadly says, though they have the devatas qualities, they are mortal. They will die. But if only the Brahmins indulge in scandal, that is a bad quality. They are great.